Yo, what is up YouTube? I'm back at it again with another video. Today we're going to be working on my intake for my Acura RSX Type S. Today we're going to be working with an Injen Technology Mega Ram Intake. Ordered this during fall break and I have a couple hours to kill. It's already night out, but luckily I have a garage with lights. But yeah, pretty simple. I got the 3-inch mega tubing with the 3-inch filter. Should be pretty easy. I'm gonna set up the camera, but basically we're just gonna be removing 2 bolts from the intake cover. This is like anti-rattle thing. We're gonna be unplugging some clamps and hoses. I'll go through every single step and just some bolts around the air filter box. Pretty simple job. Hopefully we can get it done in a few hours, but you never know. Alright, well, enough of talking, let's get into it. Alright, first step when working with something electrical within your car, just unplug the battery just to be safe. So I already unplugged it, loosened it up a little bit, so make sure that's away. And then next up, I'm just gonna take a 10mm, take off the intake cover, and then hopefully we'll be set. Alright, so I already got the intake cover off. Next step, I think I'm gonna start loosening the bolts around the air filter box and take out the air filter itself, and hopefully move next to moving these hose clamps. Let's get it. Alright YouTube, I think the air intake screws were designed so you won't lose them, so they won't come out, but you already know that they're loosened. I used 8mm because my screws are a little rusted and I didn't want to strip them. And for this little clamp hose right here, I used a 10mm just to loosen it up so I could get this out, this hose or out, and this out. I'm gonna use a wrench just to unclamp it and pull it out. It'll be easier with 2 hands. Right now it's kind of hard while I'm recording, but I'm gonna set this down, go ahead and remove the clamps and the hoses. Alright, so I got the intake intake box cover out. Pretty simple. Just needed to remove the clamps and the hose, and then we have the regular intake just right there. I think next step is gonna be probably an 8mm for that nut right there and a 10mm right here, just to take this out, and then we should be good to go. Alright YouTube, so there were a little bit more bolts than expected. All of them were 10mm, by the way. Sorry for saying that one was an 8mm, but it's gonna be 110, another 10, another 10 right here, and also another 10mm down here that connects to a hose. It's all the way underneath the air filter, so all the way out there. But now it's good and free, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this taken out, and then we'll move on. Alright, as you can see, we got the air filter removed. Pretty simple, straightforward. Next step is just loosening that clamp right there, and this I think we should be straight to go. I think there might be some difficulties with this wiring and right here, but I'll let you guys know if I have any trouble with it. Alright YouTube, we're just about finished taking out the old air filter, or the stock air filter. There was a little needle or a little something right here that you needed to take out. It was just another clamp that I didn't see, and then also some tubing down right here where my finger's at, and then just that clamp right there. Then after that, we're set. All the stock parts are here, and let's get moving on to installing the cold air, the Mega Ram Intake. Alright, pretty simple and straightforward. I'm not sure what this is, but I guess we'll find out after installing. But we're just going to put on these clamps back into the intake and put this rubber piece out for the actual tubing. So let's go ahead and get started. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's get going. Alright, sorry about that. My card got full, so I have to go delete some footage again. But basically, this didn't come pre-tightened, so just keep in mind if you buy it from Injen, you have to retie. You have to get it through a socket. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this put in, then we'll get going. Alright, so I just got the tubing in. As you can see right there, I got the clamp tightened down. I was just checking to make sure that the hose was all around the intake. So right now I'm gonna go inside, grab an extra battery, get my phone charged, and next up we just put in the piping and then bolt it down, and then we should be good. What is up, guys? I'm back at it again. Unfortunately, my battery died that night. I was trying to get it charged, but I didn't know that these outlets weren't really that good for charging. I'm charging my car alarm fob right now, but yeah, basically I just want to show you guys everything that went through with the intake. So it seems to be in. I took it around for a spin, and it seems to be working fine. Everything's tightened up. Everything's good. All the sensors are in, except for that little part right there that won't fit in. But I'm not too worried about that because I've been driving it around. And yeah, I mean, the intake does sound pretty good. The intake does sound pretty good after I hit 3,000 RPM or the VTEC crossover, but right now it just sounds like spooling air. In a later video, we're gonna go put in my new exhaust. It's just laid in my garage over there, but hopefully the exhaust will make it sound a lot more deeper and define the noise a little bit better. But yeah, I should have recorded a clip of just the stock air filter and compare it, but I'm pretty sure for all the RSX owners out there, you guys know what stock sounds like. So I guess I'll just show a clip of the intake on a cold start and probably rev it up, and maybe get a few pulls in. Also, my turning signal still aren't working because I still haven't put it in yet. But yeah, right now we're just gonna turn it on and see what it sounds like on a cold start. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of just hear it already. It just sounds like the air is spooling. That little clicking noise is just my wheel bearing that's a little loose. But, no, not my wheel bearing. It's something with my clutch when they put it in, but I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, I feel like it's mainly the air spooling that you hear. It does sound pretty deep, but I hope with the exhaust it'll sound better. Yeah, I mean, when you compare it to the lower... Hey, look, my boy Andy came through. Andy's coming up. We're about to record exhaust installation later, but yeah, right now, I mean, at the low RPMs, you can't really hear. It's very subtle, but as you start going over 3,000 and start hitting the VTEC, the crossover is pretty sick. But yeah, then again, it also just sounds like some air spooling, but hopefully with the exhaust it sounds a lot better. Alright, well, that's enough for now. This was the Injen Mega Ram Intake install. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, we out. Peace.